Hi TL Stars, and welcome back. I'm so excited to be back on YouTube. Like a massive break, especially from YouTube or just being on camera altogether. And during that time, I decided to start a podcast just because I've been listening to a lot of podcasts in my time off. If I'm working out, I like just to listen to people with great ideas or tips and tricks on how to better my life. Whereas today I want to talk about micro habits that will stop you from burning out from social media, because that is essentially what happened to me. I took a break. First, I was going through some personal stuff, which we're going to talk about later. But if you guys remember a boyfriend from December when I was crying, I have all the tea, so I'm deciding if I want to put my business out on the internet or not, depending on how I feel. But let's get into the micro habits that will, if you're a content creator or just a person that's constantly on social media, which is everybody these days, that's going to stop you from burning out, crashing out, or just ultimately feeling bad about yourself. With that being said, number one. So I've said this before in my other videos, but this hits home more for this video because of what I just experienced, like just disappearing, especially from YouTube. That would be setting time limits for social media or just with anything that you do. For example, you may notice that my setting is a little bit different. I switched my entire room around and I literally put, I kid you not, an hour on the timer, and I managed to move my bed by myself. I was over there, now it's over here. Within an hour, I switched my whole room. My whole vibe in this room is slightly different, and I did it within an hour. And I noticed that just because I told myself I would do it within an hour, I was able to do it within an hour. So you can use this same concept with like social media. Use your iPhone. A lot of people iPhone users or Android users, which allegedly is better than Apple. So there's settings on your phone, time screen settings. Use that, and when it goes off, you get your butt up and stop scrolling. Go do something else. Now for me personally, I had a hard time with that, especially on YouTube. Like I would just watch these self-help videos forever, and I would constantly compare myself to like, oh my gosh, my channel is not doing this well, blah 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 blah, and it was just very discouraging. So if you're feeling discouraged, like just take a break, take a breather to really appreciate yourself and what you have. That's the lesson I've been learning, so take it from me. Number two, practice mindful consumption. What does that mean? So whenever you're consuming anything online, ask yourself, does this need to take up mental space in my brain? Do I need to know what this chicken ate today? I don't know what's on your feed, but that's on my feed. Do I need to know this? So be mindful of what you're allowing into your mind, your memory. I like to look at my mind like I have a memory card. Like there's only so much I can take in. For example, before I go to Twitter, side eye, before I go to Twitter, I have to sit and ask myself, or it's X now. Before I go to X or TikTok or Instagram or Facebook, my Facebook was hacked. I have to ask myself, do I have enough mental space to possibly see something triggering, something sad or emotional, or something explicit that I'm not in the mindset for? Can I handle that right now? For example, in the mornings, I do not touch my phone. I don't touch my phone. I have an Alexa that goes off in the morning. She's over there. And then I keep my phone on my desk over here, which is, now that I moved my room around, I know you guys can see, but it is a walk. It's quite the walk than before. So I don't touch my phone first thing in the morning, and I suggest that you don't either, because in the morning, a lot of people's mind is very open, and what I see or what I think first thing in the morning typically dictates my mood for the day. So I try to just like remember my list that I had from last night, things I have to do today. I pray. I try to be very positive in the first few minutes of the day. I try to control what I think. So try that out. Oh my gosh, this is a big one. Number three, unfollow accounts that cause you stress. Oh my God, I used to be stressed all the time. Now, we're human beings, we're girls, we're teal stars, and it's only natural that we have emotions. Like, God gave us all these emotions for a reason. We're supposed to feel them. We feel happiness, sadness, anger, jealousy, envy. We feel everything, right? But if you find yourself feeling more like leaning towards the negative more than the positive, you have to ask yourself why. I try my very best to follow people that kind of inspire me in some way. For example, I unfollowed the Shade Room a long time ago. Like, all those gossip channels for me were like negative for the most part. Just talking about the Shade Room, were negative, or pages that just glorify the tearing down of other people. Now, it's okay, I think it's okay to have an opinion, but if it's just you just post negative stuff all the time, unfollow, delete, block. Like, you have the power to control what's on your feed. Like, the algorithm is not some weird situation that just happened. I really like my hair. The algorithm is you. It picks up on what you watch, what you spend the most time on. So if that's negative, then you need to like figure out some things. Take regular breaks throughout the day. This is number 4, I believe, from social media. So for example, oh my gosh, I told you guys I graduated college in December 4 months ago, and I've been working as a paralegal, and that's kind of been helping me stay away stay away from social media for at least a big chunk of the day, so I'm not constantly like consuming like this virtual reality essentially. So I have like about 5 to 8 hours a day where I'm not touching my phone at all. Even though I do run my firm's social media accounts, I help post and create their content. I set out specific time to do that, so it's very structured, so I'm not just mindlessly scrolling. And because of that structure that I've had for the last few months, it's kind of translated into my own personal life. Like, everything that I'm doing now is timed. You gotta time yourself, otherwise you will scroll on TikTok. It's happened to me for hours and hours, and Instagram, and then you're gonna find something that you like. You would end up spending money on Amazon, and the TikTok shop. Is just not good. Miss. Time yourself and listen to yourself. Hold yourself accountable as if you were your own best friend and you made a promise to yourself. This one is a little bit harder, but I asked my sister what we could do, because I live with my sister, what we could do, and she suggested having a tech-free zone. Like, we live in an apartment, so I'm like, what zone is that gonna be? Because it's 2 bedrooms, and there's like the living room and the kitchen, and it's my room and it's her room. So like, what zone is gonna be tech-free? For me, it's no phones in the bed when it's time for me to go to sleep. And I'm still working on that. Again, we're all not perfect, and these are habits that we have developed over time. So these are gonna be things that we're consciously working towards. And if you really want something, you're gonna put your best foot forward. This is something that I really want, is to be a better person, to not have these long extended breaks from social media because I burned out, or I crashed out, or I couldn't like control my impulses. So if this is something that you truly wanted to better yourself and truly become a star, the star that you are, the teal star that you are, like, you take this advice. My Instagram account grew very much rapidly, and at first I didn't really know how to manage all like the comments coming in, all the likes. It was like, oh my gosh, I'm losing my mind. It was too much adrenaline until I turned off my notifications. Now, it sounds easy, but it was actually weird when you're so used to having like a dopamine hit every time you look at your phone, like something is going off, to just have it silent. I felt like a drug addict missing my drugs that I needed from my phone to get that dopamine hit. But over time, I learned that, okay, my phone is just a tool. I run this tool. The tool does not run me. Okay, so turn off those notifications and don't let your phone dictate when you pick it up. You pick up your phone when you want to pick it up, not because you're some type of animal or mindless creature that literally looks at the moment a bell goes off. Ding, you're up. Ding, you're up. Ding, you're up. Because that was literally me. My phone would go off and I'm up. Wherever my phone is, I'm up. Like, it literally ran my life. Or is it run? Ran my life. Have hobbies. Have freaking hobbies. Again, I'm going through one of the most difficult breakups of my life. Ever in my life. And it's actually like my first real break. It's actually like my first real breakup, and I was having such a hard time because I spent a lot of time with this person, and I had to like relearn myself and pick up my hobbies that I loved, which is photography and YouTube videos, and just really being involved in like creating stuff. Showing up as myself on the internet. That was my hobbies that I kind of lost a little bit. I know you guys noticed that, especially on YouTube, because I was gone. But now I'm coming back, and it's the same thing. Your phone and social media could it's all chemistry. It's a chemistry. It's all dopamine. So the chemical that you get from being with a person that you love, and it's the same chemical that you get from receiving a like on Instagram. It's all dopamine. So I forgot what I was saying. And get some hobbies that take you away from your phone, i.e. your relationship. Something that you know you can sustain on your own without anything external. So for me, something that I can sustain is my ability to learn about this new camera that I got, my ability to take photos, my ability to take photos of others, my ability to learn. I'm trying to go to law school so that I can control those things. So those are my hobbies. So develop your hobbies and work on those outside of your phone and social media and your loved ones, because look at me.